Okay, here's what else we were following for you. Tonight, a group of advocates for the homeless, they are calling for a change from city leaders. This comes after the death of Cornelius Taylor, who was killed back in January when Atlanta Public Works crews were out clearing a homeless encampment.
And just last week, a homeless task force issued its final report. Those activists, however, say it doesn't go far enough. 11 Alive's Molly Oak is live outside City Hall tonight. So, Molly, this is all coming as activists tell you that the old Wheat Street encampment is set to get cleared out tomorrow.
Yeah, and now activists are telling me that the people inside this building, Atlanta City Hall, need to make some serious changes. On Monday morning,
we unfortunately have to come back to this crime scene
at the homeless encampment on Old Wheat Street.
We're here today with a sense of urgency.
Activists calling for a moratorium on the camp cleanouts, calling for change.
We are calling for the removal of the heads of those organizations, specifically Partners for Home, who is more than complicit in the death of Cornelius Taylor. We are calling for accountability, and we want it now.
Claiming the task force on homelessness response isn't making any major changes since Cornelius Taylor's death.
And the task force has come up with a plan that resembles the old plan, facilitated by the same folks. The only difference is they're not going to use bulldozers, they're using bobcats instead.
This press conference happening as another encampment is getting cleaned out on Pryor Street.
The task force has not even finished its job, and you're out sweeping again.
Mayor Andre Dickens sent out a statement in response to the encampment closure, saying in part, they pose serious health, life, and safety risks that we have a moral obligation to address. Following the newly created recommendations from our task force and after weeks of outreach, our neighbors will be relocated to safe and secure housing that will put them on the road to self-sufficiency. I asked activists how they'd respond to that statement.
Does this look moral? Does this look more? Your moral duty took place long before we started sending police and equipment down to places to remove the precious little that someone who has nothing from them. That's where your moral obligation begins and ends.
Now, the city says those at the Pryor Street encampment were notified in April about the upcoming cleanout and closure. They also said that they are working with outreach teams to connect the people with services. However, activists today say they disagree with that timeline, saying they did not give them that much notice. Reporting live in Atlanta, Molly Oak, 11 Alive News.